guys, welcome back to Black Gun. We have a in the shop or the bench video today because I'm not going to do a an active shooting video on this, but I picked up a pretty cool used little piece, the SIG 229, the Legion variant, and I was pretty impressed with this, so I figure I would do a little show. You shoot one of these 226, 229 variants, you've pretty much shot them all. So, having a lot of experience or trigger time behind these, I know that they're pretty accurate and pretty good and reliable firearm. The Legion series is something that I had always wanted. It's just that sometimes if I have the option to pick up, one of their standard workhorses, I normally don't throw the money, for one of their Cadillac versions. But I had the opportunity to pick this one up used. And what I mean by used is it's lightly used. There isn't much wear on this pistol at all. I mean, almost next to no slide wear. But what an interesting little pistol. For a lot of the individuals that are watching that don't know a lot about this, it is a double action pistol, meaning that you can cock the or rack the weapon and use the decocker to drop the hammer. So your first trigger pull, or shall I say, let me regress a little bit, it's a lot safer to carry the weapon with the hammer cocked, but the first trigger pull is very long and very hard, so the weapon doesn't, accidentally discharge, or, in a state of panic, when your gross motor skills have taken over, you're not going to pull the trigger real fast and fire around when you didn't intend to. So it's, it's that standard double action. And, it's something that I think a lot of militaries and a lot of law enforcement agencies are starting to go away from. So you're not seeing, these as prolifically as you used to out there in the, in the real world. So with that said, it has an aluminum frame, and that's something that, we're starting to go away from with the, with the polymer pistols coming into vogue, and particularly the modular frame polymer pistols, like the SIG M17s, 320 series, the Israeli weapon industry, Masada, we seem to be going into that direction and further away from this. But with that said, as we go into that, polymer and modular frame direction, we're losing like this real nice solid aluminum alloy frame feel as well. With this pistol, it does have the aluminum frame, like I said. It has I believe that this is a stainless steel slide. At one time, these slides were actually pressed sheet metal, and as time progressed, SIG started just to machine it, out of one piece of bar stock stainless steel, and then put a finish on it. This has, speaking of the finish, this Legion seems to have a unique finish. It's more gray than it is black, and the grips, the grip has that Legion logo on there, and the material seems to be a little different. Outside of that, this weapon did come with a different Legion slide that was able to, or was cut to fit the SIG Romeo 1 reflex sight. So it did happen to come with the original Legion slide. As you can see, that the sights sit a little lower on here compared to the sights for the slide that was cut for this Romeo. Outside of that, it You know, it has a standard, you know, and I don't know what these trigger pulls are for the double action, but I'll definitely tell you, I mean, it's well over 7 or 8 pounds. But the single action, first of all, make sure that this weapon is empty and we can dry fire it here so I can give you an estimate. Yeah, it's probably about 5 pounds. And the reset is right there. I mean, she's right on point. If you release that trigger ever so slightly, boom, it gets caught for the next round. So you reset and you come against a wall almost immediate. And, you know, bam, the break is nice and clean. I'm pretty impressed with the quality of this, but I've never really been disappointed with SIG arms. I guess you could probably say that, you know, I'm a really big SIG fanboy. I mean, I have a litany of SIG pistols. And this 229, I believe, is the compact version of the 226. You know, you're not getting the full 4.5 or 5 inch barrel. You know, this is going to be 3 inches and some change. And the grip, you know, the grip is a little smaller. So the magazine size is also going to fit the smaller frame and grip size. But it does hold 15 rounds, so you're still getting a really nice complement of ammunition. The other neat thing about this is that it comes with a challenge coin in the case here. I'll try to get this coin out so I could show you guys. I mean, it's in there pretty hard. I'll have to use a Allen key to get it out. But it comes with a challenge coin, and it has Legion on the back. I mean, it's kind of a neat little souvenir or token, and the actual case is a soft case, you know, with the Legion logo. It's a soft case, but it's kind of like hard, you know. You know, it's like a hard shell soft case. And it has the foam inserts in the inside and enough room for a couple magazines, 3 magazines, your challenge coin, and the weapon. But this was not designed, you know, with a reflex sight. I mean, as you can see, there's no cut for it. So I know the reflex sight was bought, you know, it was bought in this, case after the purchase of this. But it is, in fact, you know, like I said before, you know, a Legion slide. So, you know, you're not buying an aftermarket or you know, the non-Legion 229 slide that was fit with the Romeo 1. So it's an actual Legion slide. So, you know, they pretty much stayed true with the, you know, with the whole purpose of the gun in the first place. So, I mean, that's kind of like what really spurred me to, you know, to make the purchase. To be honest with you, you know, I'm a 226 guy. I don't know if I've said this before, so I'll say it now. You know, I like full-size combat handguns. You know, you get a little more accuracy. All the ammunition was designed for a 5-inch barrel or a little lower than 5 inches, you know, to really get the maximum velocity and, you know, and energy out of whatever round that weapon is firing. And you always get a little more ammunition, and your hand always fits on the grip. You know, with these compact versions, it's not always the case. Like, as you can see, you know, your hand eats this up, and I don't have large hands. So, you know, with, you know, someone else who has larger hands than me, you know, one of these compact guns kind of eats it up. So, you know, I'm always pressed more towards the 226, but, you know, with this 229, even though, you know, the grip is a little smaller, it's cut a little smaller, you still get a nice full purchase on this weapon. And, you know, I really think that, you know, if you guys were going to purchase this, or this is something that you would like because it's a little more compact, I think you're going to get all the full-size features that you would the 226 out of this. And not to mention, you know, the 229 series weapons do have a military pedigree anyway. So, you know, you're really getting a combat pistol. It's just shrunken down a little more. You know, like I mentioned before, the finish is a little different. And, you know, it's kind of like that grayish finish. And, you know, like from what I've noticed from the Legion version to the other ones, it looks like, you know, naturally with the amount of money that you're going to pay above and beyond the regular model, you know, you're getting a little more quality. I think that, you know, the SIG factory probably put a little more attention into these weapons, you know, considering they gave it the Legion moniker, you know, so they're going to try to showcase, you know, all of their abilities for fit and finish. But with that said, you know, the other thing is, I guess, let's talk about this Romeo sight. You know, it doesn't activate upon movement, so it's the older version. So you have to hit one of the buttons to get it working. I don't know if you can see the dot in there. There you go. So you get a nice bold dot, but it'll stay on until you shut it off, and you have to hit both buttons simultaneously to get it off. Hold them for a little bit, boom, the light comes off. This is a reflex sight that does have an emitter. So basically what that means is kind of like projecting onto the screen. So if ice or dirt get in there, it's going to distort the, you know, like the dot. So if you get this particular setup or whatever, you know, just make sure that the emitter, you know, which is right here, you'll be able to see it. There's a real small screen in there, and it emits the light, which causes or creates that red dot to go up there. Outside of that, I mean, the sight's sturdy, and everything on this weapon is, you know, is really sturdy and really well made. You know, maybe I'll do another show where we could take it out to the range and blast it to see if, you know, if it shoots as well as it looks. But outside of that, if you got the Legion variant, you know, you would probably get it without the Romeo sight. You would have, you know, this slide configuration here. And, you know, would come in this case with a challenge coin, 3 magazines. You know, and if you wanted to put on the sight, you would either have to cut this slide or purchase, you know, like a whole secondary piece, which would come with the barrel, the slide, the guide rod, and, you know, captured spring along with the sight, and an extra magazine, and an extra magazine and an extra case. So I would say that you would have everything you want, but you're probably going to dump a lot of money into buying this unless you found it used like I did, you know, where you can get a pretty good deal. Naturally, we all know we can get better deals on used guns than new guns. So outside of that, you know, I hope you guys would like and subscribe. If you have this weapon and there's something that I missed, you know, please let me know in the comment section. I'm really interested in your experience with this, and I'm sure all the other viewers would be interested in what you have to say as well. So, with that said, thanks for checking in, guys, and I'll see you at the range.